do you think that Amex's share of mind is enough to win the credit cards race? How do you see Amex's competitive position now compared to the past, and who is the most threatening competitor now compared to the past?
Yeah, everybody's a competitor, and including now Apple that has just instituted a card, I guess, in conjunction with Goldman Sachs. Everybody, there will always be, in my view, many competitors in the business. Banks can't afford to leave the field. It's a growing field. They build up receivables on it. But I wouldn't think of the credit card business as a one model business any more than I would think of the car business as essentially being one model. I mean, Ferrari is going to make a lot of money, but they're going to have just a portion of the market. Well, Amex is growing around the world with individuals, is growing around the world with small businesses. You just saw the contract they made with Delta, which is probably the ideal partner that runs, for 8 or 9, whatever it may be, 9 or 10 years actually. It's, the billings go up per capita, they go up, the coverage spreads, and they're going to have loads of competition, and they always will. But they had, that's something. JP Morgan, took on the Platinum card and was a competitor, and the Platinum card had highest renewal rates that they've had, and they increased the price, I think, from $450 to $550 during a competitive battle, and retention improved, and new business improved, and 68% or so of the new business was millennials. I mean, it is not an identical product with anything else, and as a premium card, it has a clientele which is large. It may be X percent of the market, it may be 3/4 of X%, or whatever it may be. It isn't for the person that likes to have 5 cards and look every day at which one provides the most rewards that day, or in what gas stations or something of the sort. But it's got a very large constituency that has a renewal rate, a usage rate that's the envy of everybody else in the industry. So I like our American Express position very well. Charlie?
Charlie, anything on American Express?
No, I think we own the world as long as the technology stays the same.
It's an interesting thing.
I have no opinion about technology.
This year, the technology is not the whole thing. I mean, fortunately, if you look at credit card usage, there are a lot of different things motivating different people to use various types of payment systems, and there's a lot of them that are growing. There's some of them that are marginal, and American Express is an extraordinary operation. And I think this year, our share of the earnings, by next year, our share of the earnings of American Express will be equal to the cost of our position. We'll be earning 100% on what that position cost us, and I think it will grow. And I think the number of shares will go down, and our interest will go up without us laying out a dime. So it's a.
As you say, we own the world if it doesn't change.
Well, even if it changes something, the world has changed a lot. American Express was formed in 1850.
No, I'm talking about WeChat.
You can talk about all kinds of competitors. But the American Express actually was an express company formed in 1850, like I say, by Wells and Fargo of all people. And for a while they carried these big trunks around of valuables, and then the railroads came along, and that wasn't going to work very well anymore. So they went to the traveler's checks, and it's a very interesting thing. In 1950, when I was living at 116th and Broadway, they were down at 65 Broadway, and they were the most important name in travel. They were synonymous with the integrity of their traveler's checks. And the whole company, in a record year for travel, earned $3 million. $3 million, what a bond trader earns now in my lifetime. That's what they've done with, and their hand going in was the traveler's check, which has more or less disappeared. But the American Express, the power of that brand, intelligently used going into the credit card business, where they entered much later than the Diners Club, later than Carte Blanche, but they came to dominate the luxury end of the credit card business. It's a fantastic story, and I'm glad we own 18% of it. Okay, Jay?
I'm actually going to ask something about Occidental Petroleum. I'm surprised it hasn't been asked yet. So Berkshire is committed to providing $10 billion of financing in the form of an 8% preferred share and attached warrants for Occidental's proposed acquisition of Anadarko. This is the first time Berkshire is committed to such a large preferred share investment since the acquisition of Heinz in 2013. What did you find attractive about the Occidental deal in terms of its business? And should we expect other large financing transactions in the future as a way for Berkshire to deploy a portion of its excess cash?
I don't think the Occidental transaction will be the last one we do. There may be one, in a month, there may be not. There may be one 3 or 4 years from now. It won't be identical. I hope it's larger. But the point is we're very likely to get the call because we can do something that really, I don't think, no institution can do it. I mean, they've got committees that have to pass on it, and they want to have so-called MAC clauses, material adverse changes. They want to do this and that. And if somebody wants a lot of certain money for a deal, they've seen that I can get a call on Friday afternoon, and they can make a date with me on Saturday, and on Sunday it's done. And they absolutely know that they have $10 billion, and we're not going to tell them how to structure their transaction or do anything else. They've got it. And there will be times in the future when something not identical but similar comes along, and we're the one to call. And I hope it's larger than $10 billion. It could be we'll do, in the next 5 years, it could be we'll do a lot of money, additional money, and things similar to this, not identical. And it could be that nothing will happen. But if there are any $10 billion or $20 billion, or maybe even $50 billion two-day transactions that are in the world, believe me, they'll think of Berkshire Hathaway for sure in terms of what number to call. Charlie?
Well, I like it.
I called Charlie as soon as we made the deal. I called Ron Olson first because I was worried that he might have a conflict. And in about 10 minutes I told him it had to be done by Monday night. And Cravath was being told the same thing by Occidental. And it was very light on Monday night, but all the papers were put in order. And Munger Tolles was in Los Angeles, and Cravath was in New York, and I was in Omaha, and I didn't do that much. Mark Hamburg did a lot of the work. He was at work on Sunday on other things when I went down to meet with the Occidental people. And it was the product of people who understood us, understood how we operate, and both with an incentive to put all the manpower necessary on the job. And like I say, I think their board of directors met at 10 o'clock on Monday night to approve it, but they could announce it Tuesday morning, and that's what they wanted to do. And with Berkshire, they could do it. Okay.